Trying to figure out everything that you need when you get into saltwater aquaria can be a daunting experience. So let me help. So there's a lot that goes into setting up a saltwater aquarium, especially one like the one behind me. This is a 225 gallon and I have a 75 gallon sump down below and all kinds of equipment and even computer automation that helps me run this tank remotely from my cell phone. But you don't have to do all that in the beginning. You want to get yourself into the hobby, see if you're going to like it or not, and then if you have to get out because it's not your thing or whatever, you're not in it for multiple thousands of dollars. Something that I've been doing lately for the members of my Facebook group, which is pretty easy to find, is detailing out different spec sheets for different types of aquariums that they have. And the last one that I did was for a Coralife BioCube 32, keeping in mind that this person had absolutely nothing and needed to get everything to get started into saltwater aquaria. And that's important for you to understand that this is just one way to do it. There are 1,000 ways that you could put a fish tank together and get into saltwater aquaria, but this is what I would choose if I was going to be setting up this tank. Now, every single one of these products was readily available on one of the purchasing sites that everyone uses that starts with an A, and the total cost for this tank build came up to just shy of $1,300 before taxes and shipping. So for under $2,000, this person's going to be able to get into the hobby. They're going to be able to have all of the equipment that they need for several years, and they may never even have to upgrade this tank depending upon what they want their tank to look like. But this is not the end-all be-all. You can get into saltwater aquaria for much cheaper than this if you go to some of the local marketplaces and places online where people sell this type of equipment. There are a lot of people out there who got into saltwater and for whatever reason, they're going to have to get out of it now. Prime example is the tank that you see behind me. I got the canopy and the tank, the stand, the sump, and a lot of the extra equipment that I had to go along with this tank from a friend for $1,800. Just the glass tank alone, if I were to buy it new, would have cost over $1,500. So you can see that the deals out there are absolutely astonishing. You just have to be careful that the used equipment that you're looking at is in working order and that you get someone to show you kind of how it works a little bit. For example, I detailed out another build in my group for someone who already had a 40-gallon breeder-sized aquarium, and everything that they're going to need to set that aquarium up came up to about $800 because they already had a bunch of the other equipment. So it's pretty easy to see that the price range for getting into saltwater aquaria can range anywhere from a couple of $100 if you already have a few things, well into the several and multiple thousands of dollars if that's the way that you want to go with your aquarium. But in the spirit of this channel, we're keeping it simple, and here are the basics for just about any tank that you're going to need. Now, in that list that you saw there was a range of test kits that you're going to need to get for your aquarium. And if you're new into the hobby, you're probably wondering what kind of things do you need to test for and why. This video right over here is going to answer that question. And if you already know that, there's one right down below about the nitrogen cycle, which is going to be the first step you need to get the tank through after you set it up. Check those out, and I'll see you over there.